Hi ladies, this is the second part of my video where I'm going to be making a card with the Copic colored image. I'm going to try to stay in frame here because I have the camera set up. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I have this flipped around, but I colored it to match these. And what I'm going to be doing is cutting away the center of this. So I'm going to take, this is just a guide. What I'm going to do is eventually I'm going to be cutting a crisscross in the center, but I don't want to cut it too big. So I've cut this to be about the size of my image. And that way I know if I'm tracing this and I cut where I traced, I'm not going to be cutting too big. So I'm going to go ahead and trace just with a pencil, and I'm tracing on the back. That way I don't have to worry about erasing and I don't see lines. And I'm just going to take a craft knife and I'm going to cut an X. And what I want to do basically is turn it around, and I'm going to be pushing those edges outwards. And for now, I'm just going to kind of fold them out. And if your craft knife doesn't cut all the way, don't worry about it, just tear them. We're going to be eventually tearing off the tabs anyway. So I'm going to fold them back to make sure that this is kind of what I want. And yes, that's about the right size. So what I'm going to do is start tearing them away. But I'm not tearing at the fold line, I'm leaving room, and I'm going to be tearing out kind of wonky. And I'm going to do that with all of them. Because you can always tear more, you cannot tear less, unless you get a whole other sheet of paper. Okay, so basically right now I have kind of a very torn looking piece of paper. And what I want to do now is I want to start to just kind of fold and roll back some of those edges. So it looks like I've torn away this square. I just want it to look torn away. So in fact, if my edges are not even, that's going to look better. And just kind of fuss with it and play with it. And that looks about right. So what I'm going to do now that I've got my image, I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges. And thanks to Lolly for this great idea. This is a chess piece blending tool, and it's awesome. So I'll try to post her name earlier from my friend that I got this idea from. I'll try to post her name on the link below. And I'm going to go ahead and just ink the edges. And this is just a brown ink. And I got a big smudge here. It's really not a big deal. To me, at least. I want it to kind of look old and burnt anyway, so if there's more ink than there should be, that's not really a big deal. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do now that I've got that inked, I'm going to go ahead and glue this here. And I'm just going to use my ATG. And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive. I just want to basically adhere it to this. Oh, and I got a little bit too much, so let me just pull some of that down and just kind of stick that on the edge. I basically just want this a little stuck to this because I'm going to glue the whole thing down. So just so long as it's kind of stuck to it. Alright, I'm good. So now I'm going to ink the background. And you can, of course, do this with any coordinating paper. And when I apply the adhesive, I'm going to apply it here. And then normally when I put things down, I stand up because I'm on camera. If I stand up, I knock the camera off the stand. So I'm going to try to make this as even as possible as I can, but I think you've kind of got the gist. And then I would go ahead and adhere some kind of flowers or bling and put a sentiment or something. But this is basically just an idea for a really simple card, and it turns out not too shabby. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this tutorial helped.